Hi, it's Aisha from God FM. It's just a reshare on a chit chat which I had on Telegram, which I thought was very interesting about the mud flood. So I thought I'd share it with you today. If you wish to find us, please look for us on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Chrome, Apple. BitChute for all our videos, God FM Media on Telegram for all our videos. We're also on Rumble now as well. For Telegram, God FM News Chat, God FM Bible School Chat, God FM Sermons Chat, God FM Media Chat, and God's Homeschool Chat as well. We're also on TikTok, but not many videos on there. We have the odd video on YouTube also. If you wish to email me, please do, admin@godfm.org.uk. Have an amazing day. It's Aisha from God FM. I hope you enjoy. Take care. Thank you. Hi. I thought I'd do a reply to this. It's Aisha from God FM. So, with this big event that you were saying about with the mud floods, from what I can tell, sometime between the 1730s and the 1830s or 1850s, this mud flood happened. Could be even later than that. So, I actually have pondered whether this is indeed, yes, the wrath of God, because we know about all these orphans that suddenly appear and these empty places, these empty towns. The fact that Jesus said not a single stone will be left unturned. Yeah, and he says the buildings. He doesn't say the temple, he says the buildings. I was reading over it tonight. There was 3 or 4 sections that it was brought to me tonight, which are all relevant to what you've said. I think it was Mark 14, John 9, and the end of Mark, and the beginning of Luke. So I've been reading through. It's all very interesting because when we're going on about the last days, what to expect, also Jesus said that these people would still be there when he returned. See, it's encoded in such a way with the Bible. But the way he explains it is that the sun and everything, all the planets will be moved out of their orbit, and then he comes on a cloud. Then he talks about the gate. Interesting, we got someone called Bill Gates. Yes, just interesting that. He says no accidents, it's all part of the Lord's plan. But anyway, what's occurred to me is when Jesus was murdered, is it possible that there was this very big earthquake? Because the Lord would have been furious. And so there must have been something that occurred. Come on. So mud floods, earthquakes, there would have been, all sorts of horrendous things occur. All we can do is go back to the scriptures, reread them over and just see what he was saying. Maybe we can match it up that way. We're not going to get the truth from our leaders who are leading us to the road of destruction and death. They're full of lies, just like their father, Satan. These are the same guys that were ruling when Jesus was here. So these same guys are still here. But the shapeshifters and the aliens or the demons are already here. They're on the TVs, they've taken over. So there's not going to be an alien invasion either. So, when the Lord arrives, it says that all the people of the earth will join up together to fight the Lord. So bear that in mind when they do a fake alien invasion, because it could very well be the Lord that they're fighting. So I think something big happened, and if you notice, there's lots of rubble, there's, it's just remnants of bits of buildings, there's the claiming of America, it's just too many things, isn't it? There was hardly anyone here. When you think, the population, it grows quickly. So in the times of Moses, when we got rescued out of Egypt, there was 500,000 of us in a valley, yeah? For 40 years we went round, and we obviously had lots and lots of children, okay? So if you think about it, a generation, 10 years, it only takes 10 years, 15, 20 years, and you've got another generation. It's crazy. So, these are the things I look at. How long ago did Jesus die? What are we not being told? Because I can tell you, this is all of the work of the Lord. And, where Daniel prophesies that truth will be thrown to the ground, the places and the ordinances and everything, the times will be changed. I think this is most certainly what they've done, because I've got a coin in my room which is on a chain, and I just found it in my jewelry box. I thought, I'll put that on my door and hang it on the handle, and I'll look at that. And I managed to get a chance yesterday to look at it. And it's got an I, 800 and something. And it's written in Roman numerals and stuff. I should maybe take a photo of it. I don't know whether it's a valuable coin or whether it's unusual or what. But it doesn't have anyone I recognize name-wise on there. So, I'm just like, ugh. There's so many interesting things. I don't know what it's called, but in America they've got those big faces in the mountains. And I think to myself, who did those? We didn't have the technology to build those. The people who say they built them didn't build them. We didn't make these amazing buildings with horse and cart in the 1800s either. They always say everything was built in the 1800s, but there weren't any people, from what I can see on the photos. And then there was world fairs, and then they destroyed all the buildings afterwards. See, I think that the Lord destroyed all the buildings, exactly as he said in the Bible. And there were some people raised at the time in the Bible as well. So those are things that the Lord keeps pointing out to me. I don't know, my brain's not clever enough to put it all together. I wish I knew. But all I can tell you is it's a war between truth and lies. So if you get any brainwaves, let me know. But this 3 days resurrection could be sort of something else. He's being resurrected inside us as well. So we've got the physical resurrection where Jesus is seen, but also is it another, because it's a time within a time and a loop within a loop and a diddly-dum and a diddly-doo and all of that stuff. So, whatever's happened before is going to happen again. So we've got to ask these questions. What's the Lord trying to tell us? And what are we to expect? And it also says that the Lord Jesus will drink new wine in heaven next to his Father. I hadn't really noticed that scripture until tonight. I was like, wow, that's encoded with so much, hidden meanings. The new wine, the grapes and olives, that he went to the Mount of Olives. The day that the night before he was killed, he went to the Mount of Olives. Then he went to all of his disciples and he said, please don't sleep, don't fall asleep. And then he goes up to the Mount of Olives to pray. And he comes back 3 times. And each time they're asleep. Is this somehow connected with what's going on here? I believe it is. I really do. The rumors of wars, yes, that's all happening. got lots of people pretending to be Jesus. That's already happened many times. I suppose what we're waiting for now is the big earthquake. It's something that would really stand out, like the sun going dark and everything. Many people are having dreams about this, where they're seeing lights like the aurora lights. And when they've had the dreams that Jesus is involved in the dreams, and he's warning them that they must run indoors if they see these lights and not come back out, because there's going to be demons on the loose. It's all very interesting, isn't it? All these buildings which had an eye before the year have had the years changed. So goodness knows what year we're in. For all we know, Jesus could have been here a couple 100 years ago, even less than that. It's very possible. It really is. The Grigori, by the way, are the fallen angels that left heaven with Satan, the devil. And we're in the Gregorian calendar? It's no coincidence, surely. Come on. When Jesus was here, we were in the Julian calendar. So, and there's discrepancies when this change took place as well. Apparently it was the 1500s, but also other people say it's the 1700s. What's going on? Nobody really knows anything about our history. Keep getting two versions of event. Wycliffe is around in two different times. Constantine as well. Another one. Very interesting. How can he be around in the 600s and then be around in the sort of 1600s? Someone's missed out 1,000 years here. Not calculating the times properly. Interesting with Wycliffe. He went to Oxford and he protested that the priests were stupid. Yeah, they put in stupid priests so that they wouldn't teach the truth. And that's why he really got angry. And he went up there and he said that this drinking of the wine and the breaking the bread is mocking the sacrifice of Jesus. Wycliffe. Then we got Tinsdale. I think he appears in two different times as well. According to what I've read, he had his book in the 1538, 1548, something like that. One of the first Bibles. Very interesting. The name Constantine as well. It's a constant time. It's a con. It's all in the words. Cons. Dearie me. My poor little brain. We only use a tiny bit of our brain, so I also think that our DNA is being changed so that we can have more understanding and our eyes can be opened, because we've been blinkered as well. So very interesting. I noticed many people are waking up now. So very interesting. All we can do is pray that the Lord will give us the wisdom. I always pray before I go to bed, ask the Lord to give me dreams, to help me to remember my dreams, and to give me, messages that I can understand. So I get lots of dreams, and sometimes I don't understand what they mean. So I had a dream about, Gilgamesh. I had no idea what Gilgamesh was. So, but I'd been shown to look at Gilgamesh a few times by the Lord. And then finally I got a dream about it. And apparently all the answers lie within that story. I was like, okay. So I looked at it, and little did I know, it's a Babylonian belief thing. And what I also discovered is that Gilgamesh is Nimrod. So it couldn't have been written, or they claim it was written many years before the Bible. Well, that's a pile of tosh. That I know for sure. Yeah, because Nimrod was, around at the time of Abraham. And you can be sure that the Lord would have kept records. Any records that are missing is because of the elite, the children of Satan, who have hidden our knowledge and everything else. Just like Jesus said, they're whitewashers. They destroy the history, so you don't know anything about who we are. But also, Jesus also mentions about scattering us. So, I'm like, oh, gee, this is so interesting. He says, I am the good shepherd, and all the sheep will be scattered. Very interesting. And we are the sheep, and we have been scattered. So the true children of God are all over the world. It's all in the Bible. Just got to know how to read it, I suppose. Just got to pray for the Lord to give us wisdom to understand it. As I say, I think our DNA is changing, and we're reaching a different level of awakening. That's maybe why we're starting to see glitches and stuff. Maybe we were blinded because it is Satan and his witchcraft. He's in charge of this material world, which will have to fade away soon enough anyway. So that's my thinking. Mud floods, incubator fairs, orphan trains, all happen the same time. No one can really point me to the time either. Getting 1880, 1850, 1750. No one knows. No one wants to tell me anything. We've also got all these amazing buildings. Where I live, there's lots of buildings that have been covered up and horrible, ugly car parks have been built on top of them. Then we've got the fronts of buildings that were magnificent with the backs of the building which don't reach the same height as the original front of whatever building it was. It's like, it's a bit like a stage, yes, like Hollywood. That's what I've noticed. We've got free electricity that was taken from us. People were flying around in little homemade craft. Everything's about being electric, conducting, music, audio, vibration. It's all connected. That's maybe why the Lord talks to Ariel. Oh, Ariel. So I don't know. It's all encoded somehow in the Bible that way, I think. Let me know what you think. Big hugs and kisses. Love you lots.